All right, Shalom. Before I start, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, for Kakorash, the honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Achim, walking, learning, and teaching in truth and sincerity. All right, this is going to be another video, and for this one, we're going to be dealing with this guy, Pastor Manning, all right? And what I want to get into is character assassination, which is something that Esau Edom loves to do. All right, now this guy, and I just spent the last hour and some change just watching interviews with this guy talking. This is a Jake that, he was born right before the civil rights era. This dude was born in 1942. All right, as a matter of fact, his grandfather died at around 90 some years old. His grandfather was born a fucking slave. All right, so this Jake grew up in that era. All right, he grew up, he came up out of the poverty, ended up going to college, was making money, and then he ended up falling into some crime. All right, but he's best known for this little clip here. I'm going to play it. It's funny, when you let it play, but when you look at everything else that this guy is about, this shows you how Esau Edom, let me see if I can find it. There was the guy, I believe it was J. Edgar Hoover. He said that there will not be another black Messiah in America, and if one tries to rise up, we're going to make sure we exterminate him. All right, so this just goes to show you why all we can trust in is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because whenever somebody stands up in the so-called Israelite community, Esau always tears them down, destroys their image, and ultimately, no, these people aren't following Yahweh Bashem Yahushai anyway. All right, here it is. This dude, he did these couple interviews with under DJ Vlad's channel with Lord Jamar. This dude is actually, in certain aspects is a stand-up dude. He's a pastor, but he's not like your average, Bishop Bacon pastor. He's against homos in all forms. He said Obama was the devil. He said Obama was a long-legged Mac Daddy. So he knew Obama was set up to fool Jake, and he also gets on our people about how they're in the ghettos and in the hoods killing themselves rather than improving the situation by returning to the Lord. All right, but he goes off with that Jesus stuff. But I'm gonna let this clip play to show you how they didn't, remix it.
You niggas are crazy. What's wrong with you? You niggas are crazy. What's wrong with y'all?
And this is what he got famous for. The clips on Instagram of him saying, "You niggas are crazy," because he was getting on Jake, because Jake is out here acting a fool.
You niggas are crazy. Black man. Nigga. Black man. Nigga. Black man. Nigga. Black man. What's wrong with you? You niggas are crazy. What's wrong with you? You niggas are crazy. What's wrong with you? You niggas are crazy. Black man. Nigga. What's wrong with y'all women? You niggas are crazy. And what's wrong with a black man? You niggas are crazy. What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy. Let me tell you something about niggas. You niggas are crazy. And don't expect me to act like you. I'm not one of you. No. Not only am I not an African American, but I'm not a black man.
And so basically, they didn't make a joke out of the dude, but when you actually go listen to him speak, he's being very serious. All right, this dude, if you go listen to this interview, which says Pastor Manning explains Jamar why he robbed rich white people. See, he was born in the 40s when the civil rights era came around. All right, he got to New York right when Malcolm X died. He explains, and he gave up his life. As he says, he became radical. He says he was like, fuck it. How can I be living this good life, making this money, working a job when my people are out here struggling? All right, similar. I'm gonna get this scripture just to start it off. All right, because you have our people, they'll start off with good intentions, but Esau Edom will thwart it. All right, which shows you we just got to get out of here. Let me get this out of Hebrews. Hey, he had that Moses spirit on him. All right, he had that Moses spirit on him. Hebrews 11 and 25. I'll start at 24. All right, and the difference between us, we now have the truth and the understanding, all right, the knowledge and wisdom given to us by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So ultimately, Yahushua is going to be our Messiah that delivers us. There's no other path that we can go through. All right. Now this is going to be Hebrews 11:24. It says, by faith Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. So Moses didn't want to keep living like an Egyptian anymore. All right. Choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High Power than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. And that's what he did. All right. Moses left from his wealth, from his comfort, from his riches to be with his people. All right. And it didn't go exactly according to plan because they gave him hell. All right. Verse 26, it says, esteeming the reproach of Hamashiach greater riches than the treasures in Egypt, for he had respect unto the recompense of his reward. So Moses reasoned within himself, it's better for me to follow the Heavenly Father Yahweh, because that's who he knew at that time, and to be with my people than to be living like an Egyptian. And that's similar to the conclusion that this guy Manning made. He left his job. He had went to college because he started out sharecropping. Y'all, he literally grew up picking cotton in the fucking field, literally. So he grew up, he got to college, got a good job. He looked at the condition of his people and he was like, fuck it. He straight up quit his job, cursed his Edomite bosses out, and what he got into was crime. He became basically a stick-up kid, but what he would do, he wouldn't rob his own people. He wouldn't steal from his own people. He wouldn't hurt his own people. He would go rob Edomites. And one of the Edomites he went and robbed was this guy, Frank Winfield Woolworth. All right, let me see. If they'll bring his name. I'll see if I'll just. He was robbing rich Edomites, y'all. He went to right here, Frank Winfield Woolworth. He was robbing rich Edomites. He ended up robbing an estate, one of the Woolworth's estates. He stole He stole some jewelry. Basically, it was all equivalent to $250,000. He said, and he was selling it off for $50,000 a pop. And all of that money he was trying, in his head, he thought he was being righteous. He was on his Robin Hood shit, stealing from the Edomites, trying to give back to Jake. And that's more stand up and honorable than these niggas now, man, ain't got no integrity. Here it is, man. I was watching this documentary on Netflix the other day. You got these niggas in Chicago called the Stain Gang. What they do is steal from other drug dealing hood niggas in Chicago for they sell. So they a bunch of stick up kids that just rob their own people and kill their own people, man. Jake in today's era has no integrity. If you gonna live that life, at least do it to a benefit. You robbing and killing your own. You stuck in the hood and in the ghetto in the poverty, just robbing other niggas that's poor. All right. At least this dude Manning went and was stealing from Esau. All right. But I'm gonna go to this clip now, the original clip that they edited that from. All right. I'm gonna be getting scriptures as we go. All right. But he believes that today that the so-called white man is Japhet. He believes that they're Japhites. All the Europeans, Sweden, Finland. He believes that they're Japhites because he equated. But even he said homosexuality is being, when you go watch some of his interviews, I was watching some of them, is being pushed by the so-called white man. He called them the Japhites. He said that's always been something that they did when you look at the Greeks and the Romans and all their history. So, man, Jake, there ain't no excuse no more, man. This truth is out here. But I'm going to let this play a little bit. We're going to bounce around. Just so y'all. So this is the original clip. He was being dead serious in this, but Esau went and made a joke out of it.
And I'm not going to be much longer with y'all. I understand we need to move beyond color.
And you know what? I want to look at some of the comments, too. Because when you read some of the comments, you have niggas that was watching it. They came to watch it for jokes and laughs, but they realized that what he was saying was serious, and some of them had to take it serious. Like, there was this one comment. Yeah, okay, someone said this right here. Jure, it says he's actually being all serious and stuff, but we just turned him into a meme. And that's what Esau does. He switches it up to always have our people in that jovial, stupid spirit, man. All right, there's another one. Let me see. This dude right here. This is straight truth. Another person, well, he's telling the truth. He was getting on Jake about stop being niggas in the hood and get your shit together. All right, let me see another one. Every other people laughing, making fun of him. This dude was dead serious. All right, I'm gonna let it play.
I'm not about that, but y'all raised it. If you start it, I'll end it for you. Don't start nothing, it won't be nothing. But we got a problem. Black people got a problem. Now, we can move to color blindness and always look at the man by the content of his character, never the color of his skin. I'm down for that. You get my vote. Yay and amen. I'm for that. But before we get there, we need to hear some truth. Black people and white folk. Black people got a problem. And it's a God problem. When black people see the world, I don't care. You can train them. You can train a black man to be a physician. You can train him to be an astrophysicist. You can train him to be a lawyer, but you can't train him to understand the world. He doesn't know. I'm telling you.
And he's right about Jake. Here it is, a nigga you got dudes like LeBron, you know, athletes making millions of dollars. And they go, oh, MC Hammer. The elder apostle already did the video. He had forgot. The dude who had made that money did that. You can't touch this. MC Hammer, all right, made all the millions of dollars with no understanding. Went fucking flat broke. All right, damn shame. Jake don't know what's going on out here lost. You got niggas that's doctors that's performing heart surgery on your heart, and this nigga he knows everything he could tell you about the heart, and this nigga still eating pig, clogging his own heart up. Jake doesn't know anything.
Not 2 cents worth of difference between a mass murderer. There's not 2 cents of difference between a petty thief that's locked away in prison than a black doctor when it comes to understanding the world. Listen.
And I didn't even know he was gonna say that.
You listen to me. We got to deal with this. And we need to begin to acknowledge it, talk about it, ask God to help us, because only God can help black people where they are. Black people had Africa, that big old continent over there. They never built one boat that was seaworthy, not one.
and that's you know where he be going off, because he still has some of the understanding of the world. But what he was saying was right. Our condition is a condition that can only be fixed by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and that's going to be another video I'm probably going to do later on. All right. So Jake needs to wake up, and I'm going to jump now because we're not going to watch this whole clip. I can leave the link. All right. I want to get into this.
And treat you like the dogs, like your dog.
I want to jump.
But you understand, it should have been.
Oh, he was talking about.
But you black women, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all gonna let that white woman? What's wrong with you black women voting for Barack? Don't you understand? It should have been a black room if you're gonna have a black president. What's wrong with you? Y'all ain't got no sense, you black women.
And he was saying how Obama ain't one of ours. He said Obama is an African, long-legged black daddy. So he understood that, you know, I said it earlier, Obama wasn't ours. He said, what's wrong with you black women? Why did you go vote for this dude? Why did you let that man's skin tone deceive you? All right. What is Jake, man? Let's get another scripture. Let me see. There's this one right here, Proverbs 1:22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning? All right. And hey, that's what he's getting to. And there's another one I want to get. Let me get this one, because that's the condition of our people, man, just being led to and fro. Here we go. Proverbs 14:15. It says, the simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. You know, getting on Jake. And he's being deadly serious, as are we, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, when we go out there. But our people can't listen to nobody, bro. Our people just can't listen to reason to save their worthless fucking life, man. Hang on. All right, so
treat you like the dogs, like your dogs. They walk all over you. They make you pay the bills at home, and then the preachers pimp you in the churches and make you pay the bills. Y'all crazy black women buying these black men private jets, the tune of $50 million for a nigga to ride around in a private jet, and you talk about look at our pastor.
Hey, that sound like, and who does that sound like in Israel, y'all? For brothers in the know, who does that sound like? Who is out here suckering his congregation to get a private jet, you know, hey, and so hey, he was even getting on other pastors, how they pimping the congregation. All right, now I'm pretty sure he's not all the way too different, you know, he a pastor too, but he's letting Jake have it because Jake needs to hear it. And Esau doesn't like this. Esau doesn't like when an Israelite stands up and gets in a correct state of mind, or is trying to and starts trying to get the people together. So what did hey, we gonna see how Esau tore down this man's character, and this is what Esau ultimately is gonna try to do to us. He's gonna tear up our character in the media. He's gonna be pulling all types of he gonna say we did all types of stuff, y'all. So you gotta prepare your mind for that. They gonna have digitally edited films of you doing shit on TV that you didn't do, to make you look bad in the eyes of your families and your friends, to make it easier to lock you up and to kill you.
What's wrong with y'all women? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And what's wrong with a black man that would take that kind of money out of a poor neighborhood and buy himself a private jet? What's wrong with y'all niggas? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, black women? What's wrong with you, neighborhood, and buy himself a private? What's wrong with y'all women? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And what's wrong with a black man that would take that kind of money out of a poor neighborhood and buy himself a private jet? What's wrong with y'all niggas? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, black women? What's wrong with you voting for Barack Obama? What's wrong with you?
Yep.
What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy. Black people, let me tell y'all something. If you don't ever hear me say preach again, they can kill me tomorrow. But let me tell you something. We're not going to ever get anywhere until we look into the mind of a black man. He doesn't think correctly. I don't care what he is. He can be a doctor. He can be an astrophysicist. The nigga ain't got no sense. You talk to him. You talk to a black man. He doesn't understand the world. He's never built anything. The most the black people have ever done, they did it here in America under white people's help. When they were in Africa, they didn't do nothing.
And so, you know, even I'm laughing at it because, you know, he's being a little bit exaggerative. But when you look at Jake, you know, damn, Jake, you know, what is really, what is niggas out here doing? And that is a good question. That's why we need to return to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So, hey, so he's out here, he's doing all that. He's getting on Jake's head. Esau wasn't finna have that. So what did Esau do? All right, you type this in, he comes up. There's all types of compilations of him, you know, speaking. You know, he's still wild. He's still a wild olive branch. If he doesn't want to accept that he's an Israelite, I don't know if he has by now. He at least has to be 80 years old. But when you type in this, right? Now I remember this scandal coming out a couple years back. Even this guy, hang on, y'all. All right, so basically you had that nigga, man, Charlemagne the God, that fucking idiot, dude. That nigga looks like, he says it looks like a fucking black salamander. All right, but apparently you had this so-called cheating scandal. All right, a couple years back, Pastor Manning was finna hook up with that little brown-skinned bitch right there. Because that's exactly what she is, a bitch. All right, Esau Edom set that up. I personally believe she was hired. All right, I believe, what black bitch you know gonna be in a good shape like that just for no reason? That bitch was set up, government hired and inspired. They said, look, we give you $50,000, get that body together. All right, put this wig on, and go in there and basically demonize him in the eyes of his congregation by basically creating that cheating scandal. All right, if you go click on it, you go watch it, you know, so there's the audio recordings. You could tell if he wasn't so old, he would have realized it was a setup. All right, that girl, it sounded like she's taking notes in the background. You know, she's oh, you said you want to meet where? It sounded like she's taking notes on what date, on what hour. Oh, okay. Can you repeat that? You said what? It's clearly a setup. The girl was clearly set up to create this cheating scandal to get him in a bad standing with his wife and with his congregation. All right, but when you know the scriptures, Israelite man can have multiple women. All right, and even heathen men can have multiple women. That is a God-given right, a Yahweh-given right to all of humanity. All right, human males are allowed to have multiple wives, and he, you know, that's probably the reason. And he got two in his head. You know, he was old, he's getting old, and he wanted him a nice little young thing, which she is looking, nice looking, but on her inside is wicked. All right, and so they completely tore this dude's image right the hell down. All right, especially with this cheating scandal, which is nothing new. I'm going to see if I can find that quote, and that'll be about it for this video. All right, and so because what this dude has, although he's a pastor, you know, he